What is up, everybody? The Destroyer here, and welcome back to another cast of the Battle for Middle-earth 2, patch 1.06. And this is a 1v1 on Celduin River that we're going to take a look at. Haven't covered a 1.06 in a while, so I figured I might as well. I'll probably be covering it a bit more, actually. And I'll get back into the swing of covering 1.08 as well, because I've kind of been slacking on everything, really. But anyway, we have Colonel of Corn. That is his full name. It says Colonel of, though. I'll be calling him Colonel for this game as the top right Goblin player, and his opponent is Mershmellow as the Elves in the bottom left. Alright, Celduin River is not a overly played 1v1 map, so this should be interesting. Most players do not play on this map, so I don't think I've ever played a map in this match on this map, rather. It's an interesting map. I think it's actually a map on the campaign. Good campaign or evil campaign, one of the two. The dwarf campaign, one of those. Looks like we have some Goblin warriors being brought out from Colonel here. He's got 3 tunnels in the making. Sending a good builder down here, possibly get another tunnel. Maybe he's going to go for a forward tunnel. I don't know what he's doing. He's doing a circle. Let's see what his opponent's doing. His opponent's got 2 trees. Where's his builder? That's a good question. I absolutely don't know. There are a lot of outposts and inns in the middle, so definitely very fruitful to capture. Ah, he's built a barracks next to here. So Mershmellow looking to pump out some archers here, and then start capturing these outposts. Of course, it'll be a race to capture the outposts and the inns. Maybe not so much the inns, but the outposts for sure. Are there even inns? Yeah, there are. But there's at least 1, 2 inns there. There's a signal fire there. And then there should be the same on the bottom. 2 outposts there. Signal fire down here. It's mirrored, as you would expect most maps to be. We have more Goblin warriors on the way for Colonel, who's now throwing down a second Goblin cave. Patch 1.06 Goblin warriors. I can't remember how strong they are. Were they the overpowered ones, or were they the underpowered ones? I think they were the underpowered ones, if I'm not mistaken. Patch 1.00 has the overpowered Goblin warriors, if I'm remembering correctly. They did a lot of damage. But, yeah. He'll be spamming around trying to capture things, or at least knock down the opponent's things. Some Lorien warriors out from Mershmellow. I almost called him Marshmallow. Close enough. Same diff. I'm not sure what a Mershmellow is anyway. Of course, the Goblin warriors are still dangerous, especially to archers, especially with the poison blades. So you just need to be careful. And he does have the cave bats as well, nicely microing above the elves. And you should be able to pick off these elven archers pretty easily, I'd say. So very nice there. Although he he didn't finish off the battalion. He's actually letting the poison finish him off, which works, I suppose. What are these? We have peasants. Ah, yes, the peasant. That is the unit, the in unit for the elves in this patch. They have a command point cost of 10 and a cost of 100, so they are very spammable, very cheap units. So the elves have captured both of these inns, so he's looking to spam some peasants. Peasants, of course, are from Battle for Middle-earth 1. They are the Rohan main melee units that they build from their farms. But these ones are not as good, of course. They can't be upgraded like they can in Battle for Middle-earth 1 with the draft ability, because that doesn't exist. I think they can't even be upgraded at all. Doesn't look like. Don't see any upgrade things here, as you would with normal units. Looks like Mershmellow's got some pikes. He's continuing to get those peasants, and he has some archers as well. Continue to get more Lorien archers. We have lots of Goblin warriors for Colonel. And of course, he's continuing to get more, and he's getting a spider pitch, which is a good call. He's definitely going to need those spider riders. He will, of course, have to micro around pikes and continuing to get his economy expanded as well, which, of course, any player should do. If you're not expanding your economy, you're probably going to lose. There's also a shipyard here. I doubt we'll see that come into play. But who knows? I honestly have no idea. But I would highly, highly doubt it. Most players do not use boats. I'm one of the players who despises boats in this game. I think they're very not well done. Definitely the weakest part of the game. Plus, you can't even decommission your boats. You get stuck with them, which is really irritating. You should be able to sell them back at a shipyard that you control. That was my idea. I actually pitched to the Rise of the Witch King community. Hopefully that gets implemented someday. That'd be nice. Of course, it's not really a pressing matter. Looks like Colonel looking to take out the outpost. It's doing good damage to it. Some Lancers got a nice charge off on him though. Killed the majority of them. And it looks like he will probably clean up the last of the Goblins before he knocks it down. It's going to be close actually. Oh, that was very close indeed. So he will manage to save that. The Elves are capturing this one as well, although while he's capturing, he will be taking damage. The cave bats being thrown above him as well. Of course, weaken them. In comes some Lancers though from Mershmellow from both angles, which absolutely wreck these Goblin Warriors. And Mershmellow should clean up Colonel's Goblin Warriors without too much hassle. We do have some Spider Riders out in the field now for Colonel. Also has more Goblin Warriors. So it's very close to the cave troll, but just far enough away where it won't actually aggro to him. And it seems there is an army on his doorstep. Mershmellow taunting the army of Colonel. Peasants and Mython sentries here. They have been rally called, as you see there. Let's take a look at powers real quick. He's got rally called 9 power points, and he's got 10. Let's see what he gets for his 10 power point. Will he get one? Potentially, potentially not. I don't remember the patch 1.06 tree. I haven't played patch 1.06 in a long time. The power point tree is slightly different, so I don't remember. He's gaining power points very quickly, though. It's gotta be said. He's gone for arrow volley. Interesting. Should be useful. And he's also attacking a thing down there. Meanwhile, Colonel is destroying stuff down here. It looks like Haldir will fall to the might of the horde of the Goblins. And he's also knocked down this outpost. Should probably capture or knock this one down as well. There are a few Elven archers in the way, but Spider Riders will take that out easily. So he's opting to take his Spider Riders to go kill these, which is a smart move. More pressing threat. And now Colonel has that outpost, and the Elves still have this one and the bottom one though. So the Elves definitely doing better on the economy front, I would think. The Goblins have 500 command point limits, while the Elves have 575. So actually, Elves do have more farms as well, turns out. And we have a fissure being built over here with a tunnel. So looks like a Colonel is going for a forward base of operations to start pumping out trolls. Oh god, that's not going to end well. Trolls in patch 1.06 are so overpowered. It's ridiculous. They're so hard to stop. Pikemen, they're supposed to counter them, but don't even stop them very well. The real only way to bring them down is like archer fire. Heavy archers like Merkwas and such. And mass trolls will take down your fort in a second. Oh, it's going to be disgusting. I'm sure that's what he's doing. Building up a few trolls and then he'll send them into the fort and take it down. That is a smart move. The Elves will be blindsided by it and never see it coming. We'll just have to hope the Goblins actually can save his base. Or at least hold out for a while. He does have this fissure over here, obviously, which will keep him alive. And he has his builder over here as well. And he's got tunnels all over the map. Benefit of being Goblins is he can teleport all around with his tunnel system. That's what the Elves have to walk across the map. It takes a long time. So the Elves have gotten armor as well. From his Region Forge. There's his stables. That's where he put that. Jumping out to his Rivendell Lancers. He hasn't got Forge Blades or anything. He's just got the armor. Armor's nice though. Nice to have, definitely for Elves. Since they're a bit more fragile than some of the other races. Like the men. Or Isengard or Dwarves or such. Of course the peasants can't benefit from the armor, sadly. It's too bad. I mean, there is an armored peasant model already. So I wouldn't see why you couldn't, but at the same time, is it necessary? Not really. You shouldn't be depending on peasants anyway. Mython sentries will do just fine. The army of the Elves is looking pretty strong. He could actually take out the Goblins' base pretty easily, I'd say. Not with this, per se, but maybe. Of course, buildings are a little more fragile than they are in patch 2.02 of Rise of the Witch King. So he will be able to do more damage quicker. Continuing to pump out trolls over here. So that should be good. There is literally, like... There's a few arrow towers, but that's not going to stop 3 trolls. And he's continuing to get more. Meanwhile, his base is under siege. Not much Colonel can do about it, to be honest. Looks like Colonel is banking in on this this troll strat. We'll see how that works. He's gone into the tunnel, popped out here to do as much damage as possible to these lancers while they're swarming around it with all the poison. Goblins, of course, benefit very greatly from using poison. If you're using Goblin Warriors, you're not using the poison blades, you're using Goblins wrong. I know that for a fact. The poison blades make the difference with Goblin Warriors in any patch. I wouldn't say the Goblin Archers, per se, you would need to use the poison arrows. It's not very useful. Generally speaking, just shooting with arrows is more damaging. Spider is going through a little bit of pikes, but actually didn't lose a unit. Like those ones. How is he doing? He's still unspotted. He's still got 3 trolls. We have Wildman summoned as well, being purchased for Colonel of Corn. And Mershmellow is got 15 power points. He could potentially get summon Ents or Eagles, one or two. Ents, there you go. Summon Ents, oh, that's not going to end well. Goblins are going to have no defense against summon Ents. An elven army in front of it. But looks like he has brought out his full force. Mershmellow going for the attack. And will the elves decide to go defend or attack? Looks like he's pulling back to defend. Possibly the wrong move. It looks like he's decided against it, yeah. He summoned his Ents. Of course, you summon 3 Ents in patch 1.06 instead of 2, like Rise of the Witch King 2.02, which is what I'm used to. And here we go. The trolls doing massive amount of damage. As you see, they take almost no arrow fire damage, which is what makes them super, super overpowered as hell. And they do so much damage to the fort. Look at that. Elven fort is gone. And now the buildings and fort remaining structures of Mershmellow will be cleaned up. But meanwhile, his base is being sieged as well by the Elven forces. Is it Forge Blaze? He has Forge Blaze as well. Reduce damage. Also, he's actually going to lose his fort here. I don't foresee Colonel of Corn stopping this. And of course, the builder of the Elves was over here, so he has his barracks there. So basically, they've base traded, which is interesting. And down goes the fortress of Colonel. Both teams have enough troops to take out the opponent. So we'll see really who finds the other person first and finishes them off. Of course, the Goblins have a better chance of surviving this, though, because of the tunnel system. He can teleport his builder across the map instantly to build another farm, or production building, or farm. Tunnel, rather. So that is the benefit the Elves have not. The Goblins have, is what I meant to say. Elves, of course, do not have that. The Ents definitely help clean up that base. And now he can actually take over this base if he wanted to. Goblins do have Wildman here. It looks like he summoned them in. It would be smart for him to capture all these things in the middle. That way he can get all the money and all the production buildings. These are production buildings would be helpful for the Goblins, or the Elves really, considering they're both out of production buildings almost. I mean, the Elves have this and this. So I guess that's not entirely true. The Elves have a couple barracks, and that's about it. Goblins, they still have their fissure, of course. He still has his trolls here, fighting amongst themselves. He's got a goblin cave. He's got his builder in a tunnel. He's got a goblin cave here as well. Interesting. There's also an inn up here if you kill the white layer. Looks like we have a little scuffle in the middle. Looks like the wildmen of Dunland have been despawned. The elves definitely have the superior army. It's gotta be said. Spider Rose are still doing damage though. Mythalon sentries being so slow and all. It'd be difficult to keep up. And the goblins have found this barracks and they will take it down very quickly. Goblin Spider Riders do a lot of damage, especially when aggressive. And they have forge blades. These guys don't have forge blades, but if they did, they would take it down even faster. The elves could get knocked out here pretty quick. So he's building an emergency building back here. Another elven barracks. That should be his last barracks, actually. I think the goblins will pull a win out here. There's the goblin builder. I don't know what he's doing. But it looks like the goblins have most of the structures in the center. And if he doesn't have them, he's knocked them down. Except for this inn here. Which isn't too big of a deal. Looks like the elves actually barely managed to defend this. Mershmellow barely holding on to his barracks. And his barracks over here is complete. And he'll begin getting Malorn trees. I'd imagine he's having economic issues. Colonel Corn definitely is not. Well, I guess he's not actually. But if he wants to get another fortress, which I'd imagine he does, as most players would. And of course he wants to save up 5 grand to actually try and do that. And we still have 3 cave trolls here. Continue to be a right nuisance for the elves. Of course the lancers won't be able to fight the trolls, not at all. Pikes, sort of. They have the best chance. They are armored and weaponed, upgraded. And they are of course level 2, so they begin spawning with their banners, which is useful. The tree being thrown up by Mershmellow. Anyone have enough for a fort yet? Wait. Colonel Corn has no money. He must have built a fort. Yep. There's a new fort going up for the goblins, so that'll immediately give him an advantage once he gets his powers back, of course, and he can start building more builders so he doesn't lose the game. And it doesn't look like the elves have any idea where he is. Well, like I said, goblins definitely have the map superiority. I mean, he hasn't even found this fissure and goblin caves over here yet, so really not too much chance of the elves winning, I would say. He just pick off a cave troll though. Nice pickup for him. He does still have a thing of archers as well, which have a banner. A single archer here. Unfortunately, he's almost level 2. Not quite. So he won't quite get his banner to start regenerating. If he can possibly contribute in killing a cave troll, then he might actually get one. But I think at this point, the elves will fall fairly shortly. Maybe somebody's bound to give up or kill each other off eventually. I would fast forward, but I don't know how much of the game is left, and I don't want to just abruptly end, so I won't do that. You can fast forward the cast if you like, but I will not. I will just watch it. Sometimes I do that. I will fast forward through the end of a cast, and then it'll just like stop. And I'm like, oh, I didn't see what happened. It's just like, it's very jarring. I don't like that. Of course, you never get to see who won if that happens either, unless you just like subliminally saw it very quickly. The troll's taking a lot of damage here. Probably not the best to fight the pikes. He does kill a lot of them, but I mean, he's still doing bad. Oh, that's brutal. And now he sees the goblins have another fort, and his army is decimated. I think at that point the elves might want to call it. It might be GG for the elves. And of course the cave troll's moving in north to try and finish off the elves. He doesn't really have much in the way of anything. He's nowhere near 5 grand. He's still 2,000 off. Which is unfortunate for him. And there are now half-troll marauders on the field as well as goblin warriors. Now Colonel Corn is definitely back in full swing of things. He's actually found the elven builder. That is definitely going to spell the end of the game. The Elven Builder's gone. He'll no longer be able to build around the map. And down will go his chances of ever coming back from this game. Interesting match, though, I will say. Cool to see a 1v1 match on a map that is not a Fortsweisen 2, always. I'm always a fan of that. Of course, the Elven Builder's dead. Now I think he just has this. And the troll, of course, knows where it is. Yeah, Mershmellow has been defeated. He's quit out. He knows he was doomed. But yeah, interesting little battle on the Celduin River. And well played to both players. Nice base trade. It's kind of cool. And it definitely shows how overpowered cave trolls still are in patch 1.06. And the fact that I don't play it for a multitude of reasons, that being one of them. But there you go. Still a cool patch nonetheless. And I hope you guys enjoyed that, and I'll see you in the next cast of the Battlefield 2. So I'll see you guys next time.